Hello, my friend. It is so good to have you here today. I want you to picture a scene, an NBA arena in Dallas, Texas. The year is 1999. A 20-year-old German boy is standing on the court. He is 7 feet tall. He is thin. He has blonde hair. He is wearing a Dallas Mavericks uniform that looks slightly too big for him. The crowd is booing, not politely, loudly, their own player, their own fans. Booing the boy their team had just spent a first-round draft pick on because they did not believe in him, because he looked wrong, because he sounded wrong, because he was from Germany. And nobody from Germany had ever mattered in the NBA. That boy heard every single boo, and he used every single one of them, because 12 years later, that same boy stood at center court in Dallas, holding the NBA championship trophy, and every person who had ever doubted him had to watch. This is the story of Dirk Nowitzki, Dirk Werner. Nowitzki was born on June 19, 1978 in Würzburg, Germany. His father Jörg was a former handball player. His mother Helga was a professional basketball player. Sport was not something the Nowitzki family chose. It was something they breathed. Dirk grew up tall, impossibly tall for his age. By the time he was a teenager, he was already close to 7 feet, but he was not a basketball player first. He was a tennis player. He was a handball player. Basketball came later. And when it came through a man named Holger Geschwindner. Holger was an eccentric former German basketball player. He was brilliant. He was unconventional. He had theories about the game that nobody else shared. He saw Dirk at 15 years old playing in a youth tournament. And he saw something that nobody else had seen yet. Not just height, not just talent. He saw a combination that the basketball world had never produced. A 7-foot player who could shoot like a guard. Holger took Dirk under his wing. He became his coach, his mentor, his philosopher. He taught Dirk not just basketball, but how to think about basketball. They practiced in unusual ways. They studied physics and geometry. They worked on Dirk's shooting form for years. They developed the one-legged fadeaway, a shot that required perfect balance, perfect timing, and complete trust in your own body. It was a shot that nobody else in the world could make. It was a shot that would one day win a championship, but none of that was visible yet. In 1998, Dirk Nowitzki came to America for the first time. He was 19 years old. He played in a pre-draft camp called the Nike Hoop Summit. He scored 33 points. NBA scouts who had never heard of him sat up straight in their chairs. The Dallas Mavericks selected him 9th overall in the 1998 NBA draft, but they immediately traded him to the Milwaukee Bucks, who traded him back to Dallas, along with a player named Steve Nash, two future legends arriving together. In the same trade, Dallas welcomed Dirk Nowitzki with skepticism. He was European. He was skinny. He was quiet. He spoke English with a heavy German accent. He had never played in the NBA. He had barely played professionally at all. The fans were not convinced when he struggled in his first season. Some of them booed. Dirk heard it. He sat in his apartment in Dallas alone at night, in a foreign country, in a foreign city, missing home, missing everything familiar, but every morning he woke up and went to the gym. He and Holger Geschwindner worked. They worked on every part of his game, the shooting, the footwork, the thinking. Holger believed that basketball was a form of art. He believed that Dirk could be something the game had never seen. And slowly, the work started to show. By the 2001-2002 season, Dirk Nowitzki was no longer being booed, he was being celebrated. He averaged 23 points per game. He was an all-star. The skinny German kid who had been booed by his own fans was now one of the best players in the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks were becoming a powerhouse. They reached the NBA Finals in 2006. They were facing the Miami Heat, Dwyane Wade, Shaquille O'Neal. A formidable team. Dallas won the first 2 games. They were one step from the championship. And then something went wrong. Miami won Game 3. They won Game 4. They won Game 5. And in Game 6, Dallas lost the series. Dirk Nowitzki sat in the locker room after the final loss. He wept, not quietly. With everything he had been so close. He had carried his team to the finals. And it was not enough. The critics came back. They said he could not win the big games. They said he disappeared under pressure. They said he was a great regular season player, but not a champion. Dirk heard every word. He went home to Germany that summer. He trained alone. He worked on the one-legged fadeaway. He worked on his conditioning. He worked on the part of himself that had broken in that Miami locker room. He rebuilt it piece by piece, in quiet, in private, in Germany, where nobody was watching. The NBA Finals, Dallas Mavericks against the Miami Heat. But this was a different Miami Heat. This was LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh. The Big Three, the most celebrated collection of talent in basketball since the 1992 Dream Team. The whole basketball world had already written Dallas off. LeBron James was going to win his first championship. This was not a question. This was a certainty. Nobody told Dirk from the very first game. Dirk Nowitzki was different. He was not nervous. He was not deferential. He was angry. An anger that had been building since that Miami locker room in 2006. An anger built from every boo, every doubt, every person who had said he could not do it. Game 1, Dallas won. Game 2, Miami won. Game 3, Dallas won. Game 4, Dallas was losing with less than 2 minutes remaining. Dirk Nowitzki had the ball on the left side. He pump-faked his defender. He rose on one leg. He released the one-legged fadeaway. The ball went in. Dallas kept playing. Dallas won. In Game 5, Dirk Nowitzki scored 29 points. He was playing with a torn tendon in his left ring finger. He was in pain with every possession. He said nothing. He played through it. After the game, he walked to a bathroom stall in the arena. He stood there alone, and he cried. Not from the pain of the finger, from the weight of what he was carrying, from how close he was to answering everything. Dallas won Game 5, Game 6, June 12, 2011, American Airlines Arena in Miami. The Miami Heat needed a win to stay alive. Dirk Nowitzki scored 21 points. Dallas Mavericks won. NBA champions. Dirk Nowitzki, Finals MVP. When the final buzzer sounded, Dirk Nowitzki raised his fist. He did not scream. He did not jump. He simply raised his fist, like a man who had been waiting a very long time to do exactly that. Later that night, Holger Geschwindner, was asked about his student. He said something that nobody forgot. He said, "I always knew this was coming. I just did not know when." My friend, I want to tell you something about Dirk Nowitzki that goes beyond the championship. He played 21 seasons in the NBA, all of them for the Dallas Mavericks, in a league where players move from city to city for money. Dirk stayed. He took less money than he could have earned elsewhere. He stayed in the place that had once booed him, because he believed in loyalty more than he believed in comfort, because he understood something that most people forget. Your city is not the people who cheer for you on the good days. Your city is the place you chose to build something permanent. Dirk Nowitzki retired in 2019. He played his last game in Dallas, the same arena where fans had once booed him. Those same fans were now on their feet, weeping because they were losing something they would never get back. When Dirk Nowitzki walked off that court for the last time, he did not look back. He had already given everything. There was nothing left to prove. My friend, maybe tonight you are somewhere that has not fully accepted you yet, a foreign place, a foreign language. A room full of people who look at you and see something wrong, something that does not fit. Dirk Nowitzki walked into the most American sport in the world, from a country that had never produced a great basketball player, and he changed it. He changed what it looked like. He changed what was possible. He did it not by becoming American. He did it by being completely German, by bringing Holger, by bringing the physics and the geometry, by bringing the one-legged fadeaway that no American coach would ever have invented. The thing that made him different was not something to fix. It was the weapon. Maybe your difference is not a weakness. Maybe it is the weapon that the world has not seen yet. Keep working. Keep going. The boos are just the beginning. Thank you for spending this time with me today, my friend. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. Tell me which moment stayed with you the most. Was it the boy being booed by his own fans, the man crying alone in a bathroom stall in Miami, or the fist raised quietly at the final buzzer? I read every single word you write. Until next time, take care of yourself, and when the night falls, come back.